Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 51st episode of a classic wrestling series. Art and life. The two can mix very well together. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo's David, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Rumble. I love the Rumble. The Royal Rumble is one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year. It starts the road to WrestleMania, and it should start off the pay-per-view year on a whole. But ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, when this video is uploaded, it's January 31st. And 10 years ago, this pay-per-view happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm of course talking about the 2010 Royal Rumble. What happened at this Rumble? Well, we have Sheamus versus Randy Orton, Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio, and of course, we have got the Royal Rumble. But as I said in the intro, ladies and gentlemen, art imitates life. At the 2020 Royal Rumble, Edge made his return. At the 2010 Royal Rumble, guess who made his return? So, why don't we watch the show and see what happens. But 2010 Royal Rumble, taking place in Atlanta, Georgia on January 31st, 2010, as I said in the intro, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking things off with the ECW Championship match with Christian taking on whoever he's taking on. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about one thing. Skillet's Hero. What a bloody good way to kick off the pay-per-view. Fuck yes. I love that song and I love Skillet. Fuck yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, and Matt Striker on commentary. Matt Striker is a damn good commentator, I think. He was on, he was in WWE, obviously. He was in ECW as well. He was a really good commentator. I think he was also in Lucha Underground as well. I could be wrong on that one. Christian's taken on Ezekiel Jackson. Fun note, on the last ever episode of ECW, before he would die a horrible, painful death to take over what would be NXT. Whatever happened to NXT? I don't know. Anyway, they would have an ECW Extreme Rules match on that show, and Christian would lose the ECW Championship to Ezekiel Jackson. So yes, ECW ruins everything. Anyway, let's watch this match and see how well it is. So we just had Christian versus Ezekiel Jackson for the ECW title, and I have to say this wasn't a great opener. Out of the 51 I've watched, but this was a good show. This was a good match. Christian always delivers, I think, as a babyface in the WWE. But yeah, this one was a good match. I mean, it was a classic speed versus power story, and it worked. It worked. William Regal was ejected from ringside after trying to hit Christian, which worked. Again, this match was good. But I will say now, in about a year or so into the future, we would have Christian become the World Heavyweight Champion, and we would have his heel run, and that just did not sit well with me. I did not like his heel run in the WWE. In TNA, when he was a heel, was brilliant. So I would rather have would rather watch TNA's heel Christian than WWE face Christian. But that's my personal opinion on the matter. So, guys, let's see what the next matchup is coming up at the Royal Rumble. So we just had JTG, Crime Time, Tiffany, Teddy Long, Great Khali and his manager come in and talk about some stuff. Miz walks in and basically is like, in 5 years' time, nobody will remember who you are. And yeah, Tiffany went pretty much at the end of ECW. Crime Time would split up and then leave. Great Khali would leave and come back, and Teddy Long would make sporadic appearances. So yeah, he was right. Holy shit. Then we've got the United States Championship match, MVP versus The Miz, and then we've got Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton talking about the match coming up with Sheamus for the WWE Championship. This one, I'm actually looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Sheamus versus Orton. I think this is the first time this match happened, so hopefully this will be good. So, I think the match is next for the United States Championship match, so let's watch it. Sorry, guys. So we just had The Miz versus MVP in the United States Championship match, and this match was actually quite good. I think this match should have opened the show first, then the ECW Championship match. But this was a good match. Roll up by Miz gets the win, and MVP gets its face heat back by hitting the playmaker on the Miz. But yeah, this was a good match. Majority of the offense went to MVP, which is good. And it's ironic again how MVP shows up at the Rumble in 2020 and he's on the card. He's got a United States Championship match tonight and he's in the Rumble tonight as well, which is actually quite amazing. And he would have his last match on in WWE on Raw against Rey Mysterio. Kind of a weird thing as well. But yeah, this match was a good match. Again, should have opened the show. I think it would have been a bit better way to get the crowd pumped for the show, by the Christian match. But nothing taken away the Christian match. It was a good match. So we'll see what's up next, guys, and hopefully we'll have some fun, and we will carry on with the show. So we had Chris Jericho and Big Show talking backstage. R-Truth coming out to say he's going to throw both of them over the top rope. Then we had Randy Orton walking down for the championship match. Ted saying that he's going to be there, but he'll stay backstage. And then we had Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And this one was actually getting quite good. Until the disqualification from Cody. That sucked, but it would set up the triple threat match at WrestleMania 26 between Orton, DiBiase, and Rhodes. Quite good. Randy Orton Randy Orton just then batters Cody and Ted, who come out. Cody basically attacks Sheamus on the outside. Referee sees it, of course, for DQ, obviously. But yeah, this one was okay. It was getting good, and then the DQ happened, which is like, what the hell? Sheamus would then lose the championship to John Cena at Elimination Chamber, who would then lose it the same night to Batista, who would become the WWE Championship, and that's how we get Batista versus Cena for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 26, and which I've reviewed. We also would get then Sheamus versus Triple H as well for WrestleMania. So let's see what the next matchup is, guys, and hopefully it'll be a good one. And the next match is Mickie James versus Michelle McCool for the Women's Championship. Fat jokes, awful jokes, disrespectful jokes. Mickie James gets the win. Sorry, I'm not even going to comment on this match. This was a shit show. Then some divas walk out with a cake and throw it in the face of Michelle McCool and Layla. We would get a 10-woman tag team match at WrestleMania, which was meh. Vicky Guerrero would get involved and win the match. Yeah. So let's watch. I think the next match will be Rey Mysterio versus Undertaker for the world title. Let's watch that. So we just had Rey Mysterio versus the Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship match. And this one was a good match. A lot of mention of Batista in this match, which is kind of weird to see because this is Rey versus Undertaker. And as we know from WrestleMania 26, Batista would win the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber and face John Cena for that title. So it's kind of weird seeing this with Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship when he would actually not get the title shot that he wants so much. But this one's a really good match. Rey versus Taker, small versus tall, speed versus power again. And Undertaker wins with the last. He wins with the last ride powerbomb, which is the last time that the last ride would be used to win a match for the Undertaker. Bit of history for you there. Again, really good match. We've got Shawn Michaels now talking about how he wants to face Undertaker again. We would get that main event match when Jericho would win the World Heavyweight Championship in the Elimination Chamber, with Undertaker with Shawn Michaels costing the Undertaker the match at Elimination Chamber, and we would get the Streak versus Career match at WrestleMania 26. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. It is time for the Royal Rumble, baby, and we're gonna kick things off right now. So we just had the Royal Rumble, guys. Edge wins. The final four were Shawn Michaels, Edge, John Cena and Batista. Really amazing Final Four, because if we play into this as well, 3 of them have won the Rumble before: Batista, Michaels, and John. Edge hadn't. So it was actually kind of telling that Edge, it was kind of seeing that Edge would win. But it was actually quite good to see Edge return. 8 months away, comes back, wins the Rumble, and would go on to face Jericho for the World Heavyweight Championship match, and would lose. So yeah, kind of upsetting, but bar that, it was a good showing. So what did I think of the Rumble overall? Women's match was terrible. The women's match just was bad. The ECW title match was okay. The United States title match was great. It was a good matchup as well. WWE Championship match, whilst before the DQ was good, after the DQ sucked. World Heavyweight Championship match was okay, and the Rumble was the best match of the night. So, ladies and gentlemen, that would be the Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Out of sight, out of mind, out of pocket. But what would be the 52nd episode? The 1 year anniversary of the show. Well, why don't we go back to 1999? But let's not go to WWE, ECW, or WCW. And I think as well, ladies and gentlemen, that the main song for the Royal Rumble is actually apropos. For next week, ladies and gentlemen, I do need a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the 51st episode of the Classic Wrestling Series. I will see you next week for episode 52. Bye-bye for now.